Where is that shuttle going?
Shuttle Thunder Road 3. What is your cargo and destination?
So we're using our salvo authority to survey 80s movies.
Do they have a code clearance?
It's an older code, sir, but it checks out. I was about to clear them. Shall I hold?
No. Leave them to me. I will deal with them myself.
As you wish, my lord. And we'll carry on to episode 335 of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Retro systems online. Reflux capacitor fluxing. Scanning movie space-time 4. Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, 1983. Rewinding in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, Rewinders and new listeners to the Retro Rewind podcast, where we take a fresh look at movies and games from 15 or more years ago. I'm your captain of the pod, Francisco Ruiz, and I'm joined by your XO and mine, Paul, the PaulJPowers.com Force Wielder returning powers.
Hey, Wanawanga.
Or maybe he's part of the Hutts. I don't know. Also, for this discussion of the film Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, we welcome back a full crew of awesome Star Wars fans, or maybe not fans. We'll find out. We'd like to welcome back Administration Officer of the Pod, Ashley Ruiz.
Hello.
Engineering Officer of the Pod, Danae Berg.
Hello.
Clergy Officer, Dustin Warford.
Hello, everybody.
Communications Officer, Aaron Wallace.
Hi.
Engineering Officer, Ken Cummings.
Empire is a classic.
And Engineering Officer, Travis Berg.
Well, hello there.
Hello. And the engineers have the floor, apparently. It's the whole engineering crew's here.
Let's go, man.
But now, thank you all for being here. Now that you have
a technicality from that happened last episode. Maybe that's why they're all here.
Yeah. Except...
And now that you have a quick flyby of who we are, Paul, can you give us a quick overview of the production specs for Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and not the Super Nintendo game
That game is
or
so
some other
good.
game?
Oh,
no.
I know.
No, it was called Star Wars Return of the Jedi. So that's the problem, okay? You got to make sure it's the right title.
Yes.
Super
All right.
Return of the Jedi.
Star Wars: Ewoks was released January 7th, 1985 on ABC. It was rated TVG. Gosh. And each episode runs 30 minutes with commercials, a total of 2.
Paul?
Yes.
Yes, there are Ewoks in this movie, but we're not covering the cartoon. We're covering
we already covered the Ewoks movies with the Bergs who are here. So I figured, we got to continue the Ewok coverage.
Yes, but first we have to cover Return of the Jedi, Episode 6 of Star Wars.
Oh!
That could have been brought to my attention yesterday!
Fine, I'll go back, rewatch. All right. Here we go. Star Wars, VI, Return of the Jedi. It was released May 25th, 1983, and runs 11 minutes past the 2-hour mark. It is rated for parental guidance and is directed by Richard Marquand, written by Lawrence Kasdan and George Lucas, with lead stars being Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, James Earl Bones, Billy D. Billiams, and Ian McDonald. Written by John Billiams. No, sorry, the illustrious John Williams, the genius.
I think you got some of those names a bit wrong, Paul.
I usually do. I blame, yeah. It doesn't matter what language it is, and I'll get it wrong. All right, you ready for the box office trivia?
I am ready. Are you all ready?
Aye,
Yep.
Captain.
Awesome. Anyone in chat, you're welcome to join as well. Go for it, Paul.
Star Wars: VI Return of the Jedi was made for over $32 million and earned around $482 million at the box office. Sorry, Return of the Jedi, you missed the $500 million mark. Anyway.
So close.
So, given this fact, how high in the box office do you think it ranks among the movies released theatrically in 1983? And if you say anything than number 1, you'd be wrong because it came in at number 1. So, For this round, we are going to play a trivia game where we're going to see where Return of the Jedi ranks theatrically compared to all the other Star Wars movies worldwide, not counting for inflation. Where do you think it ranks among the 12 theatrically released Star Wars movies to this date of the recording?
You did that, though, on a previous show, didn't you?
Do what?
What was that, Ken?
I thought you guys already did that before, where you did the rankings.
Well, yeah, for A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, but not Return of the Jedi. So it's also how good do you remember the other ones?
Yeah, I know. I was going to say.
Not at all. The only thing I remember is your rating.
Francisco,
Empire is a classic.
do you think that now, because of your rating, you're infamous?
I'm infamous, yes.
He already is for the whole Monty Python one.
Anyway,
He's just adding to his arsenal.
I know.
It's like he has
of the 12 theatrically released Star Wars movies, where does this one rate? Let's start with Ashley.
8.
8. All right. Danae.
Ooh. 3.
And it's okay if you guys have the same number or I'm not going to, there's so many of us, it's inevitable with so few numbers to pick from. So that's fine. But
you said yes adjusted for inflation or not?
Not.
Oh,
not for
It's an arbitrary scale that doesn't matter.
This is really hard.
Yep.
11.
11.
I changed it from 3 based on the math.
Wow. Dustin?
I'll go 10.
10. Aaron?
7.
7. Ken?
Why not 6?
Oh, really? 6, 7, is this what we're doing?
$1.
Yep.
Travis?
I'm going to go 8 as well.
8 as well. And then in chat, we have Bobo guessing 5. And then I think doing an emo. I don't know what Crush a High is, but okay. And for me,
She's saying hi.
I am going to venture that this was, you know what? I'm going to say this is probably number 12. So I'm just going to go all the way down to the bottom.
Your overconfidence is your weakness.
Isn't that underconfidence, if anything?
No. You're overconfident because you're just like, no, it's okay.
Yeah, but if he thinks Empire is nostalgic, he would have thought that would be lower than
Well, if you think
Jedi.
he's wrong about that, he's also wrong about number 12 because 12 belongs to Star Wars: The Clone Wars movie that was released.
The cartoon one?
Yes, which was not good
I didn't
at
think
all.
about that.
I've seen that one. It's
The number 11 was Solo, a Star Wars story.
Okay.
I actually liked that movie.
I never.
And coming in at number 10 is Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. So,
Okay, so Dustin
Mr.
gets
in
it.
the bottom 3. Take that, Francisco.
Well, for all you know, I'm going to rate this a mega tragic, guys. So I don't know why you're coming at me with this.
No, Mr. Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie.
We're not to predictions yet. So thank you for those factoids, Paul. And let's see if any of them factor into our memory mind melt or subsequent roundtable discussion, which we will get into once Alice has located our target film.
Alert. Target located. Spoilers incoming. Establishing analysis vector.
Return of the Jedi. From the desert fortress of Jabba the Hutt. Jedi. To the Death Star of the Galactic Empire. To the forest city of the Ewoks. This is the climactic chapter in the Star Wars saga. Remember the Force. Rejoice in the triumph. Return of the Jedi. Rated PG. Now playing at a theater in your galaxy.
I would hope it's be playing in the theater in my galaxy, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to see it. And now,
how many other theaters are outside the galaxy?
Ooh, good question. Maybe there's some in the Ford Galaxy. Should ask Lone Star about that. So that commercial definitely maybe brought back some memories about Star Wars Episode 6 for you. But to give you some context for the things we collectively remembered about this movie, before our rewatch, here is our memory mind melt synopsis, putting together all our memory pieces of the beginning, middle, and end of Return of the Jedi. A daring desert deliverance dominated by dumb dance dawns as dastardly design of Death Star is developed. A new and bigger Death Star number 2 without the vulnerability, or was that the new moon in Force Awakens? It's a drop! Someone who loves Indiana Jones unplugs the refrigerator to thaw him out. They get caught by Pizza the Hutt and rescued by Jedi Joker. By the way, Boba Fett doesn't die. Wink. Luke finishes his training from Ms. Piggy, who grows so tired of all Luke's questions that he actually would rather die than answer anymore.
Good one.
Luke realizes that Vader is his dad and Leia is his sister from older than McGregor one. The gang meet up on Endor to try to destroy the shield generator, where they are rescued by the primitive Ewoks, who are far superior in war than the well-trained Imperial troops. Princess Leia falls off a speeder in the woods and meets an animatronic teddy bear who brings her back to his village for a frosted animal cracker, while the mini bears think the gold robot is a god. Luke finds the good in Darth Father and gets owned by the Emperor. Then Daddy Vader throws the white hooded guy that has more wrinkles than the California raisins down the garbage chute. A laser light show ensues. Star Wars ends with an even awesomer Death Star battle and fun ground battle with the help of a tribe of Teddy Ruxpins who dance while Han and Leia get it on, where Luke makes s'mores with Vader's Yule log body, and the good guys win. Basically, daring tree dwellers decidedly defeat the dark side. Oh, wow. I mean, there were certainly some things in there that were accurate, but I'd say on the whole, those memories were decepted. But based on those memories, as flawed as they were, what range did they lead you to predict for this film before you rewatched it? Classic, nostalgic, or tragic? And I'm going to go sort of in reverse order. Let's start with Travis. What was your prediction?
My prediction was classic.
Classic. Ken. Classic. Okay, that's surprising. Sure.
Empire Strikes Back is a classic. And so is Return of the Jedi.
All right. Well, you think it is, right? That was your prediction before you rewatched it? Okay, I'll take your smile as a yes.
Classic. Classic, classic, classic.
Voltron? Aaron.
Classic.
Classic prediction. Dustin, what is your prediction?
Anything other than classic is going to get you canceled, Francisco. It's classic.
Okay. Danae.
I also predicted classic because I don't want to be canceled either.
Ashley.
Well, I was going to say classic, but I want to stick it to Francisco and just call it nostalgic, and I don't care who comes after me.
That's fine.
Thank you
Paul?
for being honest.
Paul?
Yeah, honestly.
What's your prediction?
I predicted that this would hold up as a classic film.
Okay. And I also thought this would hold up as a classic. We'll see, though. We'll see.
You've been wrong before.
Wait. So were you a classic before the show on Empire Strikes Back?
No,
You'll
I was
have to listen
nostalgic
and
both
find
times.
out.
Okay. I got to say, I know, listen to the podcast.
He's been wrong. He'll be wrong again.
Based on
By the way,
those,
folks, if you haven't listened to the Empire Strikes Back or review of it, go back, do yourself a favor, listen to it now, and then continue listening to this.
Yes,
because I'm sure there's going to be more callbacks.
Probably, unfortunately. It'll be interesting to see if those predictions for Return of the Jedi pan out, though. But first, let's get into the things we liked most about Star Wars Episode 6. I'll spin up our
Best bits.
And our best bits for Return of the Jedi is brought to you by pauljpowers.com. Woohoo! Okay, guys, let's get into the things we liked. And let's start with Ashley. What's one thing you liked about Return of the Jedi?
Oh my gosh, there's on a list of so many things to like, just scaling it back to one can be a little hard. Mm-hmm. But I'm just going to say I love Ian McDiarmid's portrayal of Palpatine. Ooh. It's the first time we really see him in this role, albeit after like Redux and then in the prequel trilogy. But gosh darn it, he is good as this like mystical figure that you really haven't had that much exposure to. Mm-hmm. I love his just inflection. I love his lines. I just love how sinister he is. And I love, he's like, so be it, Jedi. And I'm defenseless. Take your weapon. If you'll not be turned, you'll be destroyed. Just all these little things that he says. And just as he's saying them in the movie, I'm like mouthing the words to it too. And it's just so much fun. He's a fun villain and I enjoy him very much.
Yeah, I enjoyed his performance more in this than in the prequels. He seemed more formidable. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He was a lot younger too, and it's just so interesting because like his accent that he uses in the movie is ever so different than his normal natural British accent. It's like kind of almost like transatlantic-y, and he just makes it his own, and it's just beautifully sinister.
Absolutely. Paul, was Ian McDermott on your like list?
No. Ashley reminded me, so thank you for that. What was on my like list was, I actually thought this was going to be my classic maker, but the speeder bike chase is just so awesome, especially back in the day. It just like your imagination runs wild with the different possibilities, and I just remember back in the day it was just so fun. Now, as you know, through the decades, you know, things have come out and it's not as impressive, but they are still fun scenes, those spike beater chases in the forest moon of Endor there.
So real quick, I'm curious, if you had to go side by side, would you rather rewatch that scene or rewatch the pod racing scene from episode 1?
I'd rather watch this. If I could maneuver, if I had if I had the maneuverability to do either one, I would choose the speed bikes.
Okay. All right.
No, thanks.
No, Danae, you disagree?
Yeah, I think the pod racing is way more exciting, but I do love the speeder bikes. So.
It's working.
What, Danae, why don't you tell us something you liked about Return of the Jedi?
Okay, picking from it. I really like that this one is a good balance of action, character development, humor, and redemption arc. Like, there's a really good balance.
Yes.
It's entertaining to watch. It holds your attention. You still feel like you get characters, and it's not all just one thing. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to Dustin next. Was that something that you liked, just the overall arc of the film, or was there something else that spoke to you?
No, I did. I'm glad she mentioned the theme of redemption, because that was also one of my likes. So I won't elaborate too much on that. But say what you will, and it probably will show up in someone's dislikes for a different reason. I love the Ewoks. I do.
Yay!
I mean, what other? I mean, I know Star Wars has, thousands upon thousands of alien races and species, but I feel like the Ewoks are just an iconic race that gets introduced in this movie. That as a kid you love the Ewoks, as an adult you realize how ridiculous they can be with what they do in the movie, but it's just they're fun. You go back and everyone knows who they are, what they are, what movie they're in, what they do. I love the Ewoks. I thought it was a creature that was pulled off and served its purpose very well for the tone of this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. I related to the Ewoks is my like. I mean, not quite the same, but so the Ewoks I felt were pulled off really well. But something that I think was even more masterfully done was the puppeteering of the Rancor, Yoda, and Jabba. I could just completely believe that those were real beings. I just the way the puppeteers moved them, it just really like made me immersed in Return of the Jedi. I did not have to suspend my disbelief at all. It's just those might as well have been real. It's just great. There are some scenes not having to do with their movement that threw me, but just the way they moved and were animated, for lack of a better term, made my like list. I like that so much.
I would have to agree, especially in Yoda. I think this is, me personally, I think this is Frank Oz's peak performance as Yoda. The way he masterfully does him much older and dying is just it's subtle differences, and it's just a masterpiece.
Well, wait a minute, his lightsaber scene in the prequels was more masterful than that.
But Yoda,
but Frank Oz didn't do that.
I know.
He got
that's the
you.
point.
He got you, Francisco.
Yeah.
You totally got me. I was gonna mention that me and Ashley were watching, we're both commented on him getting into bed and how his upper body is moving and his lower body is moving. It's just like, how do you do that? It's just it's fantastic.
And the facial contortions that puppet is making. My goodness. Just the level of detail and like the heaviness and the facial expression. Seeing this individual who's like existed for so many centuries and he's just so tired. And he's just like, I'm ready for my final rest.
He was dead tired.
We watched,
oh my gosh.
I was gonna say, we watched a couple of like behind the scenes or making of, and they have the actors with like Admiral Akbar, costuming on and like doing the lines. It's really interesting because you can see more of the puppeteering with that if you guys get a chance to watch.
Oh, awesome. Okay, very, very cool. I did not know. I also don't know, what is Travis's first like for Return of the Jedi? Let us know, Travis.
Oh, yeah. I think my first I would have to say just how awesome Princess Leia was in this one. She's one of 4 female characters in the movie, and you see her just taking on these dynamic roles. She's imitating a bounty hunter, negotiating with one of the most infamous crime bosses in the galaxy when the stormtrooper, and then she ends up killing the crime boss. She jumps off after the stormtroopers on the speeders. It wasn't Luke that was going after him. It was, wait, Leia, and she's off chasing them. So she just really comes into her own as this amazing leader of the rebellion, someone who's not going to be put in their place, and just takes over and helps them save their friends.
Awesome. I'll let Aaron take over the conversation now with something you liked.
So I love the entire opening sequence from when the movie starts and all the way through the Sarlacc pit. I just feel like the pacing of that is really great. It connects to Empire Strikes Back, which is a classic. It connects really well to that film, sets the tone for this next film. You see Luke come in and show up. I love that 3PO has no idea what's going on.
It's great.
Yeah.
And then just the whole Sarlacc pit thing is just, I just love it so much because you see that it's kind of organized chaos.
Yeah.
And that Luke has kind of masterminded getting all these people in the right place. And I mean, I'm sure that what's going on in the moment wasn't necessarily planned, but they're all there and Luke orchestrated that.
Yes.
And I just think the whole opening sequence from beginning to the Sarlacc pit, I just get excited every single time to watch it.
Aaron, I was going to say, I had a thing that I like, that it felt like a heist movie. Like the beginning feels like a masterminded heist movie with like a team of criminals that are friends.
Yes. Jedi's 11. I'll share a quick story. I seem to recall one time I was sick, and my mom, bless her, was willing with a VHS so from the point right before, like when Luke says, Jabba, this is your last chance, free us or die. From that point to the end of like when they're getting away, dun 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 dun, and right before the
and don't forget
Falcon.
the droids.
And don't forget the droids, We're on our way.
I would ask her to rewind, play that part over and over and over. It's just so good. Organized chaos, action. It was fantastic. Yes, I totally agree with
well
that.
paced.
Yes,
beat
absolutely.
by beat, and it's kind of gaining more and more momentum until it just culminates with all of that happening. Yes, at the Sarlacc pit with Luke jumping and flipping everywhere and doing his Jedi acrobatics. It's fun.
And I love the chaos between Han and Chewie, where they're trying to work together, but Boba Fett's there, but Han can't see. Where? It's like Boba Fett, and it just I love that. Anytime Han and Chewie are on the screen, I'm in.
Awesome. And I'm curious, what made Ken not most in, but very into watching this movie? What is something you like, Ken?
So I didn't write a list of likes because the movies all like. I had to figure out the ones I disliked. But as I was sitting here thinking, and then Ashley stole mine. Ian McDermott. But everything she said was perfect. And that's why I don't think more to add. But what also hit me was the Rancor. When the Rancor died, always gets me. Rancor died, right? And the trainer was like so sad. Oh my gosh! Like
devastated. It's like his little baby.
Devastated. My pet. Like this is a monster that kills people. It's like, anyways, that was one of my likes. It's the fact that always has been, is that watching that guy being so upset that his Rancor is dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So
yeah, I'm with you, Kenneth. That was like, especially as a kid watching that, you're just like, oh, nobody cared so much about the Rancor.
Yeah.
But I noticed
sad. I actually didn't like watching parts of that because it made me feel not good.
Yeah. But I only really notice it now. I never noticed that as a kid, but seeing it now, I'm like, but did he raise it from it was just a teeny little baby Rancor?
Probably,
It was probably adorable. Now I want to see images of baby Rancors.
I bet they're out there. Just Google it.
I'm gonna Google it right now because I need to see this in my
terrifying. Let's go.
When my daughter saw that for the first time, I remember watching it with her, and she didn't know what was going on. She goes, "Why is he sad? It's a monster."
But it was his monster.
6-year-old Aurora, like, it just ate somebody, and Luke had to kill it. Why is he sad?
It was his monster.
Because it's his doggy.
His pit bull.
It was his puppy.
All right. So now we've all given one thing we liked. So now it's time to get to our classic makers, the things we loved most about Return of the Jedi. Danae, I'm going to start with you. What's the thing you loved most about this film?
Okay. I always usually say one thing, but I changed it up this time.
It's not John Williams.
I know somebody else will take it. So somebody else better take it. What I put as my classic maker this time, because it's how I remember it the most from a kid, is the variety in the production setting. So there's a lot of different locations. They're very different, and it makes it feel very rich. So when I'm thinking of this, I always remember the forest scene, the desert scene, the space part. So there's a lot of variety where it's not just one thing the whole movie.
Yes. Absolutely. Nice.
And that's better than John Williams?
No, I just felt like I always say it, and I didn't want to be too predictable, but you can know in the back of your head.
But,
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Paul, give us some other non-variety. Well,
I'll follow Danae's suit then. But I thought the speeder bike scenes were going to be my favorite, but when I was just taken back because I haven't seen this movie in like 10 plus years. And I used to watch it all the time as a kid because it was my favorite of the Star Wars trilogy. But in the past 10 years or so, it's been the first one. And I haven't seen this one in a while. Mm-hmm. But when those furry little feet came on screen, my heart and mind just melted and my brain melted. I'm like, there's so much nostalgic goodness for the Ewoks in this that it was the best thing in the movie for me. And even like when okay, for those of you who've seen this, the scene where like the Ewok dies and and the,
oh my
and the music comes and I'm like, it's so coming. Sad. Oh no, it's coming. And to me, it's like one of the most tragic things. Like, forget Artax and Never Ending Story. This is more tragic to me. And honestly, during this rewatch, when I knew it was coming, but when it hit, I literally started crying.
Oh my God.
It just impacted me so much. I'm like, no.
But I totally get that, Paul, because like as watching it, I like put all this backstory of like these were probably Ewoks that hunted together. They were best of friends. You just put that all into that moment. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's so tragic.
And what got me is like the little whine it makes as it dies. Yes. It's like, no.
Paul, I'm going to need you to add to your sound deck when those furry little feet came onto the screen.
It's true. I wasn't expecting it, but that's how Wicked is introduced. You see these furry little feet coming, like, oh.
That scene for me, it's not just when it dies; it's when its buddy tries to wake it up. It's like, okay, and then when it realizes his friend is dead, it's like, oh, that's the worst.
I need us to stop talking about it.
No, I had no emotion when that happened. Maybe in 83, I was in college, I did, but
all right,
yesterday,
Ken. Well,
poor little
what
bears.
brought the most emotion for you in a good way for Return of the Jedi?
I will not leave you here. I've got to save you. You already have Luke.
Oh,
you were right. You were right about me. Tell your sister. I started crying. I watched that film the other day, and most of it was like good, nostalgic, and classic. Sorry, and loving everything about it. Right, and I was enjoying it. Right, and then my eyes, like the redemption arc, the story of Luke. Seeing the goodness in Anakin, and Anakin's like, you can. I know they did one of the updates that Lucas did. You actually. Apparently Darth Vader says no before he picks up, but you think David Prowse, he's like, you can see it in the emotion of but anyways,
even through the mask,
you already have Luke. Like, that's my custom.
Okay, so Ken, you were saying that there's a redemption arc, and like I said, I hadn't seen this in 10 plus years, and I didn't realize until watching this and the fact that we recently reviewed episode 3, and that there's a mirrored scene where in this movie, the Anakin is watching the Emperor shoot lightning down at Luke, and it mirrors episode 3 where the Emperor is shooting lightning down at Mace Windu, and in the episode 3, he didn't make the right choice, but in this one, he did make the right choice.
Gosh, I didn't realize that, but yes,
right, he could have, and then he threw him out. Well, he didn't throw him out the window, during Mace Windu's time, but this time, so it was a redeeming. Like here he is again. He's brought to the same thing, and so I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man,
Absolutely.
Well, that's the reason why I don't like Solo. Because Han Solo shot first.
Right.
And the whole story about his redemption of being this bad smuggler, whoever guy kills whoever, right? And then in Solo, well, he's just a nice guy, a good heart, but he does some things badly sometimes, or bad, he has to, right? I'm like, no, you ruined him, okay? So.
Good job.
Yeah, it's fan fiction anyway, because Harrison Ford isn't in it. Not until they deep fake it. Then I'll watch it again.
I'm going to go next because much like Ken, the overall theme of the redemption, but specifically this idea, and okay, so I'm not a fan of Disney's Pinocchio, but I understand why that's a compelling story. The idea of a son saving the father from darkness, I think very much mirrors the Son of Man saving all of mankind from darkness, and I just love that archetype we see in this film. It's just beautiful, and it's captured so well. I love that Luke never gives up on his dad, is willing to die rather than kill him. And oh my gosh, so you're talking about an echo of episode 3, Paul.
Yeah,
the same thing where Luke could have cut down Darth, much like Anakin cut down Count Dooku, because the Emperor was saying, do it, and he's like, essentially he was saying the same thing to Luke to kill Darth Vader and take his place by his side. But he's like, he throws the lightsaber away, and like, no, I'm never going to turn to the dark side. It's just such a good antithesis, or just a good mirroring, but in the positive way. So I just adore that about this movie so much. And I think it's even richer for having seen episode 3.
Yeah.
So I will say that about episode 3. But that's mine.
Oh, and then I think on the redemptive arc, but even just the journey that Luke makes in the film, right, of being when he's meeting with Yoda, the fear he has of confronting Vader, and like that's the only way he can be a Jedi, and getting to the end of that of where he's able to throw his lightsaber down. I think that was just another layer of the depth in it.
Yeah. Is that what made your classic maker as well, Travis, or was it something else?
No, my classic maker was, I think, just the scale that Return of the Jedi offers. I think, especially with a lot of the space battles and the hangar scene with the Emperor coming in. There's these hundreds and hundreds of troops. The Super Star Destroyer crashing into the Death Star.
Yes,
it just really felt like a vast climactic space battle and scene that was taking place. So for me, that gets me every time. And the coolness of the new vehicles, that TIE interceptors and the A-wings and everything.
Yes,
like
B-wings.
You're there in it. And with all the real effects too.
Yes.
Why did they bring a medical freighter with them? And I guess
people were going to get hurt, Paul.
Yeah, I was about to say, look, I think most people there are not going to be able to make it to the medical ship.
What's funny is in my head, I always thought, and this is sort of video game logic, but I thought of it's medical frigate for the spaceships themselves. Like you go there and it repairs the spaceships.
Oh,
sure.
Oh, it's mechanic.
Okay.
I think that was only in the SNES version.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Well, I had the picture of Empire. That's the ship that Luke had his hand put on again,
That's
right?
true,
And
yes.
two, I couldn't think of. I was thinking about Battlestar Galactica, this ragtag fleet, going across the galaxy together. There's no place to home. There's no place for them to land. There's no base for them, so they're just running together, I guess.
But you want to leave some behind in case.
Yeah.
You want to leave some behind for what, Paul? I'm sorry.
In case they don't make it. So you need to have
in case it's
right.
a trap.
In case your attack on the Death Star fails, you're not all completely wiped out.
True.
I suppose that's true. Well, we're almost wiped out with classic makers, but Aaron, what's your classic maker for Return of the Jedi?
I am so torn because I thought these were going to get taken. So I literally have 3 that haven't been mentioned necessarily yet.
Okay.
I think what I'm going to go with is I felt like there's a total cast chemistry with, R2, 3PO, Chewbacca, Leia, Luke, Han Solo, and even Lando, like the core people, like everybody has their role and they play it perfect.
Yes.
Perfectly. Like they all serve the purpose that they're supposed to serve really, really well. I feel like they all, they played off of each other really well. Obviously some of them a little bit better than others, but you kind of can't beat when there's that core cast that has such good chemistry and that they hit their marks so well. It's really hard to, you can't manufacture that in a film.
Yeah.
You just have to have the right people, but then also, they have the benefit now. This is the 3rd film, so they know how to use people, right? They know how to use these characters in just the right way. And I think they did that perfectly. So I think that's my classic maker is just that total cast chemistry. I thought it was great.
Although, did anyone else think Harrison Ford kind of phoned it in comparatively to Empire?
He did.
Okay, because he's more soft around the edges.
I'll say more about that later.
Okay, I'll leave it for that. Okay.
All right. Ashley, why don't you say more about your classic maker?
Okay, well, originally it was going to be Vader's redemption, but since we spoke already so much about that, I can just say I echo all that was said earlier. I absolutely love a good redemption story. It is my favorite arc in any movie, video game, anything. I love redemption. But I thought my favorite part of this movie was really anything having to interact with the Emperor. I loved all of the throne room scenes, all of the interactions with Luke and with Vader and the confrontation and the final outcome of everything. My goodness, I just loved the chemistry between that trio, the 2 Darksiders and the 1 Jedi, and just having this tension. It was almost like a dance between like how is this gonna end? Luke is doing this part, Vader is doing this. The Emperor is like playing both sides because he just wants to be victorious in the end. He doesn't care which Skywalker is at his side. Yeah. He just wants to stay in power, and it doesn't matter if it's old Skywalker or Junior. He doesn't care.
Or Junior.
So it's just
Come on, JV, join me.
Yeah, I just have the most fun watching those scenes, and it's part of the film that still maintains some of the darker elements that Empire Strike Back Empire Strikes Back had. So it's very fun for me to watch because it is dark and it's ominous and it leads to this beautiful redemption. So it's my absolute favorite part, my classic maker. And it just goes back to my first like. Yeah. I mean, that Emperor, he's orchestrating evil, but it ultimately leads to one of the greatest redemptions in the Star Wars arc.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, that's such a great one, Ashley. I think just the tension that he builds, and you can really see how he's planning such these big moves with the Emperor. Like, no, they found the rebels found out because I wanted them to. Like, I'm leading him into this trap.
Everything is proceeding as I have foreseen.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is a menace to society. Take him down.
And the fact that prior to this movie, you know nothing about him other than Vader talks to him, I think, in Empire via holocom, and then and then he shows up here and he immediately establishes how bad he is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Have you guys ever read any of the Foundation books by Isaac Asimov? Or even,
I read the first one.
Heard of them.
So
that's about
he
it.
he planned everything, okay, but he couldn't understand the mule. When I was watching this movie about the Emperor says, I've foreseen everything. Well, clearly not, because you died. You know? And I don't think he
sensed Luke when Vader sensed Luke. Like, he's like, oh, I haven't sensed him.
The mule, I think, in this movie was the Ewoks.
What do you mean by mule?
Yes.
Well, in the Isaac Asimov's Foundation, right, the mule was like a mutant, right? Something that was not planned for, an outlier that was never planned for, and it just his
you're
whole
not talking
arc of
about
thousands.
A donkey.
No.
Okay.
No, the character's called the Mule, and so that's why he got me. It's like the Ewoks read the Mule, like that's everything. He saw everything with these Ewoks.
Absolutely, yeah. And I've seen all the classmakers except for Dustin's. So Dustin, take us home.
All right, I hope you guys understand me when I say this, but my classic maker is when the movie ended. And let me explain. Let me explain.
I love those credits. So good.
I thought this movie wrapped up everything so good.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you see Luke become the Jedi. You know, he declares that he is a Jedi like his father, and he passes the legacy down. His dad is redeemed. Yeah. The Emperor's killed. The galaxy is saved, at least until Disney took over. But it wrapped up everything so good. Yeah. The revelation of the family, that everything it was just, I don't know how else to say it other than it was a nice bow. Everything was that you've seen culminated from the very first time you see Vader go after the Death Star plans in the first scene of A New Hope. That's for you, Kennethan. The first time you see that, all the way to them standing there, end credits. I just felt so satisfied watching this movie, like it was completed.
Yeah. Awesome.
So I loved how it ended.
Very, very, very cool, guys. Well, so now you listening know the things we liked most about Return of the Jedi. But let's talk about something that you may not have known has some trivia about Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Yes, the more you know about Return of the Jedi. And today's trivia for Return of the Jedi is brought to you by Firejoy Studios. Firejoy Studios crafts digital and analog experiences to be a source of community for those that feel alone and isolated. Whether you are searching for companions or you desire your friendship to be forged stronger, Firejoy Studios makes podcasts, games, and live streams where you can find fellowship. Subscribe for free at firejoystudios.com to stay up to date on the Retro Rewind podcast, Junkyard Juggernauts, and the return of Saracade Adventures, a Saturday morning live stream where I play games reminiscent of Saturday morning cartoons. Hope to see you all at firejoystudios.com.
That's great, Francisco, but how does that transition into the trivia?
Because Firejoy Studios sponsored the trivia, which I'm going to tell you right now. Did you all realize that according to Ian McDermott, who played the Emperor, as we just spoke to, George Lucas originally cast him simply as a physical performance of the Emperor, similar to David Prowse being the physical performance of Darth Vader. However, McDermott felt he could conduct a stronger, more wicked and demonic voice for the Emperor, more so than Clive Reville? I don't know, who was the Emperor in the original Episode 5 in that holodeck thing. And he had voiced a more aristocratic Emperor. Lucas and even Steven Spielberg were so impressed with McDermott's take that it ended up becoming a signature trait of the character.
Cool.
So my question to you all is, what actor or actress do you think gives the most wicked performance in movies or TV? Let's start with Paul.
I don't know. My mind automatically goes to Ariana Grande or Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. But my favorite Wicked, of course, is the Ewok one. So that's Warwick Davis.
Oh my gosh. So bring it full circle in a way that doesn't help. Okay. Danae, how about you?
Okay. I think there's a lot of options, but I thought of Glenn Close in a couple of different roles because she is... Well, yes, obviously.
The blue box.
Not the blue box.
Blue box.
No, the 101 Dalmatians live action. She is so unhinged. And then Fatal Attraction. Both of those came to mind as like, she is so
different, those movies.
I know, but that means like she is such just a broad actress, but so intense with her emotions and so good at being evil. So
yeah.
I thought women don't like to be called broads.
Yeah, sure. We don't. So good call. Good job, Paul.
Okay.
Travis, how about you?
I'd have to go probably a popular answer, but Christoph Waltz, especially in Inglourious Basterds, just so chilling, calm, but
so
really knows what's going on. That's always a great
movie I need to see.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either, but okay, awesome.
It's good.
That's a bingo.
Yes.
Dustin, how about you?
I'm gonna have to go with a character that I hated for his entire arc in the TV show, and when he died, I cheered and wanted it to be even worse than it was, and that is Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
Oh,
yes!
Just a wicked character that could not meet his end soon enough.
Totally,
and when he did, it was a pretty bad
from the
end.
Throne game, yeah.
when he met his end, there was so much happiness that he was gone, and then you just wish it should have been worse. What he did deserved a much worse ending because he was horrible.
It wasn't long enough.
I don't know the name of the actor, honestly, that played him, but nailed the role. Absolutely nailed it.
Nice. Aaron, how about you?
I'm going to have to go with Heath Ledger as Joker in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That is my all-time favorite on-screen performance ever. I remembered him in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, yeah.
But I went into the theater and was watching this movie and I'm like, who is playing this Joker? He's incredible. Wow. I had no idea that it was Heath Ledger. I didn't recognize him. And I remember reading that they didn't do any origin for him in this film because I believe it was Christopher Nolan that just wanted him to be an absolute, like, final version of Joker. And I mean, it is just, he gives an absolutely amazing performance. Like, I find myself just being drawn back in, like, cringing because of his performance. It's so intense and so good. He feels chaotic and unpredictable, which is what he was supposed to bring to the film. And I mean, he well-deserved Oscar. And I wish that he was still with us to give us more performances this legendary, but that is my all-time top.
Awesome.
Well, you know, Aaron, it's all part of the plan.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Before we get to
so
Ashley and
serious.
Ken, going to say from chat, that's our Baba says, Kurgan in Highlander, that scene in the church, I never wanted a villain to die more than him in that scene. Oh man, yeah, I remember that now that you mention it. Ashley, how about you?
Oh gosh. When I was thinking about this, I'm like, could I just use the Emperor? But that just seemed like a little too cliche because I don't really remember villains except when I'm watching the movie because I usually put them out of my mind. So then I was like, well, what answer would like 8-year-old Ashley come up with? My favorite villain that I remembered and loved was Paul Freeman as Ivan Ooze in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Just because he's so ridiculous, he's clearly enjoying himself, and he's got all these wonderful, memorable lines, and it's ridiculous. But if I'm taking this seriously and I'm applying it to something that could happen in real life in a movie that I enjoy,
Ivan Ooze could happen in real life.
in a performance that I enjoyed. I would probably go with Meryl Streep's character in The Devil Wears Prada because she is just a heinous, horrible human being.
Yes.
So silly answer is Ivan Ooze. Serious answer is Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada.
Okay, Power Rangers, let's do it.
All right, Ken, that leaves you.
You know what's funny? When you said Wicked, my first pop was Wizard of Oz. And I'm like, what the? No, it was not. Anyways, Lionel Barrymore as Mr. Potter. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
That is, I mean, when Uncle Billy hands in the paper, accidentally, and there's the money in there, he knows it's the money. He knows to give it back. He just will not give it back. That's just evil, And Lionel Barrymore
on him,
is a great actor. Okay, I mean, he actually he tried to. I think the story is that he also was talking with Jimmy Stewart about doing the role. He wanted Jimmy to do the role, but Lionel Barrymore, great actor, and Mr. Potter is just there's the evil character, wicked character.
I haven't seen the movie, but I'll take your word for it.
He's on one of the greatest villains of all time list. A couple of these that we've recited are actually on. Yeah. And like the Wicked Witch of the West from the original Wizard of Oz is like in the top 5, which was strange.
Margaret.
Okay.
Not that.
Wait, have you seen Lord of the Rings at all?
Yeah. I've seen Lord of the Rings.
But you haven't
out of my
seen
mind.
It's a Wonderful Life. Have you?
I've seen It's a Wonderful Life. Francisco's missing out.
Those two movies are in the same genre, so it's fitting.
No, I have someone I know.
You would have seen one, but not the other.
No, I have someone else I know who never saw Lord of the Rings. I'm just figuring out what kind of person is Francisco,
I'm a complex type of person.
You'll never fully
You've seen the Princess Diaries, but you've never seen Silence of the Lambs.
Great trivia, Francisco.
I've seen both those movies, Justin.
Now that we've all had some...
comparing those things, right?
Okay, Paul's talking right now. Let's let him talk.
And now that we've all had some trivial fun of making fun of Francisco, let's find out what memories you, the Rad Rewanders, had about Star Wars, VI-Return of the Jedi.
Sure, we'll go with that. All right. James Felix says, these movies were so formative in my childhood years. To this day, I still get shivers during the final duel between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. The flashing lightsabers, the haunting music, the high emotions, all which lead us to Luke. You failed, Your Highness. I'm a Jedi, like my father before me. The Emperor, so be it. Jedi.
Wardell White says, my mom took me to the theater to see the movie while she went to see John Carpenter's Christine. I saw Christine years later. Return of the Jedi was and still is a better movie. The original trilogy, and especially this one, was a lot of fun. Ewoks, Jabba the Hutt, the lightsaber duel between Luke and Vader, Vader dropping the Emperor while he was hot. Just awesome.
Philip Hurd says, my favorite of the trilogy, with the most poignant moment of the franchise when Luke is wailing away at Vader and John Williams' score is intense during their lightsaber fight.
Jeremy Shields says, Empire doesn't rise to greatness without the resolution this movie provides. This movie gives context to why Darth Vader is relentlessly pursuing Luke. It's a father wanting his son back.
And Who Will Save Generation X podcast finishes out by saying, I remember being horrified when I found out at the end of the movie we see a bunch of empty stormtrooper helmets, which leads us to believe that their remains were eaten by Ewoks. Yug, yug.
More like yum, yum.
Yeah, or yum, yum. Yeah, exactly. Yum, yum. Well, thank you all so much for those, for sharing your memories. But now that those were a mix of mainly good, some bad. And let's go into the things we disliked most about Return of the Jedi. Alice, cue that up for us, please.
It's a trap!
Worst woes.
Our worst woes of Return of the Jedi is sponsored by Voltron, the defender of the universe. You can find him if you Google it. Or you can actually find the real sponsor, Francisco X Ruiz. You can find him at Discord at retrorewindpodcast.com/Discord.
Yes, indeed. All right. And I'll start things off, since I'm the hater of movies, apparently.
Empire Strikes Back's a classic.
Oh, my gosh.
We'll see.
So, for Return of the Jedi, since we're talking about Return of the Jedi, not Empire Strikes Back, Something that I did not care for was some of the rear projections were very obvious. Like, as much as I like the Rancor scene and the puppetry, at the end when the guy's really sad, it's very clear that it's in front of a rear projection of the Rancor.
Or when another scene being held up to its mouth like he's about to be eaten. That's all. Yeah.
Well, that's today.
That one I didn't notice that as much.
That's when I noticed it.
But okay. And then another part where Han and Lando are talking right before they're going to separate, and Lando's going to take the Falcon. Han's going to take the crew down to the moon, and the Falcon's like in the background. Yeah. It's just like that seemed very plainly rear projected, because
I can see that. Yeah.
And there didn't seem to be a reason for it, because nothing was moving. Just, I feel like you would have done better with a matte painting there or something, or just like live. You have the Falcon from
space and film it.
Empire Strikes Back. just do it in front of that or something.
You have millions of dollars in this budget. Go make it happen.
Wasn't a painting? I mean, Dunstan is right, because there wasn't a painting.
Maybe it was a matte painting. I don't know. They're just it had the feel to be a rear projection. Yeah, and that was more obvious in this film throughout. So that was my first dislike.
Mine's really close to that. And mine
Okay, then go for it, Paul. What's your first dislike?
And just to give context, I watched the theatrical cut. And so in that a lot of the green screen and blue screen effects, there's a lot of hard edges around. Like back in the 80s, we didn't really notice that, but it's really disjarring when watching it today. So going along with the rear projections, those hard lines around the ships flying and everything is a bit distracting. Gotcha. Now I know in the new edition they blurred that a little bit, but it's still noticeable.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Ashley, what's something you noticed about this film that you didn't like?
I didn't like the redundancy of a second Death Star. I just thought that plot point was incredibly boring, and I wasn't here for it. Like,
slow and boring.
Wait till you see the next movie.
Like, we already had the plans. We better make another one.
Yeah.
Whoa. So that's the thing. I heard stories where that Death Star was actually in the works prior to the first one being destroyed.
What?
There's no way it could have been at that point. It had to. I mean, the years between the original Death Star blowing up and this one.
Well, there were
how many years was that?
I thought I thought the ingenuity to build one so fast was incredible. They must have like a whole fleet of Death Stars they're building.
I mean, yes, if that's true, that's impressive, but it's redundant, and it just feels like they could have invented something more original, because it was setting.
How many do we need?
It was just setting this. It was setting the stage. It was still the original trilogy. It was going to close out and do something great, and it's like, oh, cool, another Death Star.
You know what the problem is? Is like you're the creator, and they're like, okay, now we have to do it better. Okay, what's better than the Death Star?
A second one.
Nothing.
A second one. It's not fully complete. It's only half built, but it's fully operational.
Functional Death Star.
Then Disney takes over and says, "Let's do a Death Planet."
It's like, oh, your friends
the whole
will
planet.
Find this station is fully operational when they arrive. Something like that.
Close when your friends arrive. Yes.
Yeah. Something like
moon.
that.
All right, I'm curious. What does anyone feel like they have a better climactic element for this movie than a second Death Star? Yes, I get that. That's
it's redundant.
Redundant.
How about go in and blow up all of Coruscant, because that's been taken over. Oh wait, this wasn't invented by then.
It's just like, congratulations, Empire. You're so original. I mean, you invested all this time and money into the plans. I mean, you might as well reuse them, because it worked so well the first time.
Bureaucracy. What are you going to do?
Paul,
okay.
It is what it is.
So let's go to someone who uses a lot of the same plans to get planes up in the air. Ken, what's something you didn't like about this film? I don't know, Ken. I'm sure you were designing
what a
things.
Segue, okay. The bugs of Endor.
The bugs of Endor. Like there's no bugs?
I mean, the speeder scene is all wonderful and all right, but that whole thing, how fast she's going with no helmet on, no visor, right? I'm sorry, but if there's no bugs of Endor, that she should have just been like, can't see anything because all the bugs, like the windshield. But they're like what the heck? You don't really don't, there's no bugs of Endor at all.
She didn't know it yet, but she was using the Force.
That's true.
Using the
well
Force.
played, Dustin. Well played.
There you go. You know,
I
that
mean,
was like
we know that Ewoks eat stormtroopers. They don't eat bugs, so.
Well, that's true. They eat humans, right? They were.
Yeah, I mean, they were going to eat Han and Luke, so yeah, I guess
Wookiees
so.
and
Maybe
Wookiees
there
too.
are
But,
no bugs.
well, that's what I thought too, right? But I'm like, that's what one of the things.
That's why it's so green there.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it's that or the fact that the Emperor, you throw him down a shaft, he can't stop himself from falling.
No, not from that height.
He can't be Space Mary Poppins.
Yeah,
he used all his
oh my
force
gosh,
power.
that was the worst.
He can't launch himself up.
Oh my word! All
I'm
right.
an icebox, but here I come.
Speaking of worst things, Aaron, what's something you didn't like about Return of the Jedi?
That is so funny that was your segue because so there is a flaw in the original Death Star, right?
Yeah.
Where like if you can shoot, I don't remember, was it torpedoes or something into the small hole, and they go down the corridor.
It causes a chain reaction
to the
center.
But this time, in the second Death Star, we're gonna make pathways big enough for the Millennium Falcon to fly through, so it can get to the reactor and fly around and shoot it and then blow it up.
It's still under construction.
Yeah, but that wasn't that the Emperor's plan.
I had that on my list.
Vulnerable as
High
possible.
risk, high reward.
No, it's no biscuit, baby.
I totally had that on my list too, Aaron. Just protect the core. Oh my gosh, protect the core.
Well, and you know what is so funny is I have seen this movie. I don't even know how many times. And for some reason, when the plans came up this time, it was like, what idiots? They couldn't fly a ship in last time, and now they can fly like one of the biggest ships in the fleet into the Death Star itself, right next to the reactor. And then once they get into that space, like it flies around the whole thing. Like that was, it's just, it doesn't make sense. So not only did they just have the redundancy of the Death Star, but they made it worse.
But this is what happens when you run out of funding to complete your construction project.
Wasn't it part of the Emperor's?
Put a stormtrooper in charge of it this time.
He's standing guard with his little
Maybe that was the
blaster.
point. The Emperor was so smart. He was like trying to lure them into this thing, lure them in like this.
The
Like,
long con.
Yeah, long con. Yeah,
Right.
that's fair. Like because he has a deflector shield and stuff, but still, it's like, let's make this an enticing a thing for the rebels to come to, and then we could just destroy them. But yeah, it's still.
I've seen it all.
It's like there's so much hubris there that this is going to work. We don't need any backup plans.
The Emperor didn't have hubris. He was a very humble guy.
No, he did.
I know.
This was a result of hubris, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
It was a construction access.
Well-paced cargo bay doors could have prevented that entire thing from happening. Let's just close the door here. Now no ship can come.
We're saved. We're not going to dig a scratch on it, so...
Well, and there were like 2 or 3 entrances. I don't know if you saw that in the diagram. And not just one way to get in, but 2.
Wow.
Okay. This is not really part of the gripes, but just a random question. I thought of this while we were watching. Do we ever see any of the construction going on? No. Like,
well, there's all these like red construction beams when they're on the surface. So I assume it is.
So I'm assuming they are assembled by droids, but you never actually see the work happening, which led me down the path of they have to have plans to be executing on. So why was there only like one secret set of plans originally that were intercepted instead of like, we can just take any droid that's been anywhere near the Death Star construction?
Because they had their lines wiped.
Maybe each droid only has plans for their section, not the whole thing.
Could be.
But
could be.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
This is the questions the engineering department asks.
How many janitors died in this Death Star? Jeez.
Too many.
Yeah. But Danae, while we're with you, what's something you disliked about this film?
Oh my gosh, if nobody else says this, I'll be really surprised. I hated the Cantina Band digital.
Oh my gosh,
the
yes.
Song, the characters.
Jedi Rock.
Wish it was
I think Paul has a clip of that music, right?
Paul has a better
No, this would have been a better song.
So bad. It's so jarring from the movie. The animation of the main singer is, maybe
It's
fine,
bad.
but not for that scene. It's so weird. It's just bad. I went back and I tried to watch like the original scene that they
Yes, me
filmed
and Ashley
for
did the
it.
same thing. Yeah.
And it's also kind of weird, but it fits better.
Less cringe.
I guess the creators didn't like the original song as much, but I don't think that this was a good replacement.
Yeah.
It was worse.
You want to know what's so crazy though that is impressive about that part is so the green gal with
Twi'lek.
like
Twi'lek.
yes,
Yeah.
The other slave.
it is the same actress from the
Yes.
original
Yep.
that
Really?
also is in the added scene.
Oh, that's
It's the
cool.
same
Choreography.
dancer.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, really?
And like that is impressive.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
What is that? A 20-ish year span
Something
or
like
so
that. Yeah, I think so.
before from when it was originally filmed.
They could also
to
digitally
adding that
remove
in.
wrinkles and cellulite.
But I mean, back then though, I don't know if it was that great of technology, but still, the fact that she was able to still move like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I twist the wrong way putting dishes in my dishwasher, and I have to find a heating pad. So.
I thought you were saying that they just reused her footage, like that they just
No, it's the
they
same
refilmed it. I
gal.
didn't know that. I thought
Yes,
that
they-
they just reused her same footage originally or something. Oh, that's super cool.
They added her in, and I don't remember what the connection was, but somebody that knew her was like, no, you should call her up. She would totally totally shoot this
cool.
and add it in. So
That's crazy.
that's impressive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, going off of Danae, that was also my tragic maker.
We're not to tragic makers yet, but
sorry, Paul.
Sorry.
close.
Oh, we're not to tragic makers.
no,
Oh,
not
well,
yet.
I didn't say
End the
anything
mode.
then. You can edit that
End the
out.
mode.
I didn't hear anything because I was waiting to hear from Dustin. What's something you didn't like, Dustin?
So I know we talked about the comical moment of Han and Chewie on Tatooine and them choreographing. I can't see, where am I going? But all that to say, to this day, I still hate Boba Fett's ending.
Yeah.
in
Going
this.
down
It's-
like a
it's
pump.
such an anticlimactic, best bounty hunter in the galaxy, an iconic character, and he gets accidentally hit and falls into Sarlacc, and he's done.
Hey, it happens to the best of us.
Until how many years later when the book of Boba Fett comes out or whatever, and you find out, oh, he didn't die. But all that to say, it's just, it was such a, in my mind, still a lame ending to such an iconic character in the Star Wars lore.
Correct.
Yeah, and he was just 2 days away from retirement too. It's like,
Right.
I never liked Boba Fett. It's just
Did you guys ever see Patton Oswalt when he has this like 7.5 minute long thing for Parks and Rec? Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
It's good.
And have you seen the clip where he's speaking and it shows side by side of the Mandalorian?
Yes, frame for frame. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dustin, awesome. Or not awesome since we're in the dislike section. But let's go to Travis for his first dislike, and then we'll get into Tragic Makers.
Yeah, so one of my dislikes, and it was a smaller one, but when the parties get separated on the Force Moon of Endor and like, oh, come here, R2, we need your sensors. They're like, oh, R2 sensors didn't find him. When has R2 sensors found anything? Like, oh, it's beyond his range. Oh, we can't find him on Hoth. Oh, R2 sensors aren't picking him up. It's like, well, that's just pointless.
I totally thought as an engineer, Travis, you're going to go a different direction. Like, how could R2's wheels travel the forest moon?
That's always
with all the branches and
Yeah.
everything.
He has rocket boosters, as we learn in Revenge of the Sith.
That's the forest on fire while the speeder crashes. Yeah.
The film crew missed that part.
Oh, my word. So,
well,
so
when,
just
when he's coming into the Jabba the Hutt, right? The scene, you can see C-3PO and R2 coming down, right? Then there's stairs, and C-3PO comes down and hides R2-D2, and all of a sudden it pans over. Now he's on the bottom,
right? They often do that throughout the Star Wars films, like in the cantina scene. they do that as well for the original one.
Craziness.
It's like, you did not see the droids. They're in the background. Pay no attention to the stairs.
Exactly. But now I definitely want to pay attention to our tragic makers. Let's begin with Paul. What's your tragic maker, Paul, that you dislike the most about Return of the Jedi?
So, as I was saying before, I watched the original, the theatrical version.
Yes.
And this is right along with what Danae is saying. The Jabba's Cantina song or whatever, it is so much shorter. And I realize why they tried to like replace the puppets with digital characters, because in the original, as masterfully done as Yoda is, those puppets are kind of like they're very rubbery, and they move like they're like finger puppets almost.
They're kind of Sesame Street quality.
Oh,
like
they're less
just like,
than that, but yeah. But anyway,
the New Jersey version of Sesame Street.
It's a song you kind of get. It's there in its place, but what's great about the theatrical cut is that the song is much shorter. You want less. It doesn't play well, so you want less of it. In the special editions and beyond, it's even longer. They took the original and they made it worse with worse songs, just like the Ewok Yub Yub song at the end, I think, is replaced with a worse song than the original. So to me, the worst thing about this movie, Return of the Jedi, is the work done afterwards to replace songs that were better than what they were replaced with, if that makes sense.
I'm going to go the opposite direction with my tragic maker, because I think this seems to not be fixed in any version. I think this was original in the theatric, and it's the same throughout, at least the special edition me and Ashley watched, though it's not the latest special edition. And
Thank goodness.
All the explosions were like really green and felt like they took all the white out. Like they didn't want the white to blow out the camera fine, or if you have too much white and exposed to the lens, it blows out the image, and that's fine. But it felt like it was taken way too far back, and they added green maybe to compensate for the blue screen. I don't know exactly what it was, but they just felt very off. You didn't see that really, that from what I recall, in Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, or Empire Strikes Back, a very nostalgic movie. But in this, I'm kind of sad that the explosions weren't a bit better. I think the one of Jabba's not cruiser, but whatever his whatever Jabba barge, his traveling barge. That explosion was great. I think that was like real on at the desert, and that's probably why it looks so well, as opposed to a green screen explosion or blue screen or whatever. So that was my tragic maker. That those took me out so badly. So
your tragic maker, as Major Payne would say, was the explosions.
Yes, exactly, Paul.
All right.
Let's go to Danae next. What was your tragic maker, Danae?
Okay, my tragic maker it's the plot element-ish around Luke is talking to Yoda. He gets to Yoda. They're having their deathbed confessional, and Yoda tells him absolutely nothing. Like, he's just like vaguely alluding to things. I'm like, here's your chance. Alludes to very little. I'm like, this is your chance for some exposition. Like, give him something to go off.
Doesn't my take on that is Yoda thought it was better that he didn't know. No?
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
that's not
sorry.
even my tragic maker.
Okay.
So going from that to then he meets Force Ghost Obi-Wan, who tells him everything immediately. Like, there's no alluding. It's like, here's your sister. Yep, you guessed everything right, and this, you need to go talk to blah blah blah. It was just, I'm giving you nothing, and now I'm giving you everything without any work being done for it.
Well, that's because Obi-Wan has been trying to correct a wrong that's been like 3 movies. Yoda,
he's like, what do I have to lose? I'm already dead. I don't know.
This is his last chance. He knows this is his last chance with Luke.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any more after that.
And to be fair, I don't really know how to balance that differently, but it was just really obvious when it was like, I'm giving you nothing and then I'm giving you too much. It was like the contrast of that.
Story-wise, it didn't make sense.
Yeah,
I think they could have done that a little bit differently.
That's quite a tonal shift right there.
Yeah. I want to say my only idea for why that happened is because I think that's for the audience that maybe has not seen the first two movies. That's probably not very many, but I imagine, because I feel like this movie is fairly self-contained. Like you could probably watch this movie and understand everything that you need just this by itself. I wouldn't recommend
especially
that.
after 3PO's exposition and when they're out in the Ewok village. You know, he tells us all of it.
Yeah. So I think that's part of it, to give you the sort of the deeper analysis of what Luke's motivation is. But I don't think it is a weird contrast.
I think Yoda could have given him a little bit more to go off of, knowing that he was literally dying. Yeah. And this is like, we're seeing each other for the last time. All that.
Or maybe this is a representation, like when you want something, you go ask mom, but she says no, so you go ask dad. Or vice versa.
Except when you ask mom, she dies and disappears.
Yes. Or maybe people become Force ghosts and then are just more truthful.
Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of asking Dad, Ken, what's your tragic maker for this film? Not that Ken's my dad.
It isn't it, but I mean, you remind me of the fact that, Luke asks Leia, do you remember your mom? And Leia's like, yeah, a little bit. I'm like, wait, what? Like, excuse me? You're twins. You got... Okay, anyways, my tragic maker is, as I'm watching this movie, I'm sitting there thinking, I wrote this out in my notes, the hardest part in watching is knowing what they did in episodes 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, yeah.
They took this. And I had read a lot of the books after the, I Heir of the Empire. I read a lot of books, Star Wars books, like in how the story went, with both Han and Leia, they having several kids, 3. Luke doing Jedi Academy, even maybe getting married. I think those things, all the different things that were that made the world, and then sitting there going, and it got ruined. I mean, I generally enjoyed the movies 7, 8, 9. You know me, but I'm like, you guys ruined it. You guys ruined.
Well, I was thinking something kind of similar. I was thinking it's too bad they never made any sequels to this movie, because, those others are just like fan fiction alternate verse kind of a thing.
That's sure what it feels like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if Disney was smart, maybe not, they would say, something about those movies. Here's some new episodes 7, 8, and 9. Watch our movies and we make a ton of money, because people are going like, oh, we would.
Yep. That's just one multiverse thing. Here's
one multiverse, right?
Yeah.
Remember that speech in Parks and Recreation? Hey, multiverse is here,
Call up Patton Oswalt.
Oh my!
Thanos, we need to snap. He snapped a new universe. Okay,
Oh my goodness. Thanos starts with a T. And so does Travis. Travis, what's your tragic maker for Return of the Jedi?
Starts with a T.
Wow.
Good job, Francisco. You're right. Those are the same letters. All right. I think my tragic maker for... I'm kind of torn between the engineering prowess of the Ewoks as being tragic, the murdered teddy bears. And I think it's... The turning point in all of the tension of, the fleet being ambushed, the shield being on, is Chewie Tarzan swinging with the Ewoks onto the ATSD. That's really like the turning point of when things happen. And it just, it's okay, but I feel like it just doesn't match the tone of it very well. Like all these people are dying. It's not going well. It's like, oh no, it's okay. We've got this like great comedic moment to come in with Chewie landing on top of the ATST.
And they start turning for the better, right?
It does, but it just feels, I don't know. It feels like it didn't like match the
the editing on that. I agree. The editing on that. And in fact, in one scene, you're watching the chicken walker and it blows up. And you think, oh no, Chewie and the Ewoks blew up it turns out it was a different one, but because of the weird editing. Yeah.
I loved that scene when Chewie and the Ewoks are in that chicken walker. I think it's so funny.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm just trying to understand, Travis. It's just that it feels like they're too capable. The Ewoks are too capable against the Empire. That's your tragic maker.
It's this. I think the swing back and forth in general, and then that Chewie and Tarzan swinging onto it was part of it. Which is the switch back and forth between they're this deadly fighting force that can engineer all these traps. But look how cute and cuddly they are. Oh, but they eat stormtroopers. But it's just
okay.
The back and forth is too extreme of a swing, and that including the swing onto the chicken walk.
Gosh, it's almost like they were the type of characters you needed them to be for that moment, as opposed to a more cohesive, consistent.
They're murder bears.
Yes, it felt very like plot driven versus
they were going to eat
characters.
them. They were not carnivores, each of your own kind, but like they're going to eat them. They're meat eaters, okay?
You have the Care Bears, and now these are the murder bears. Yes.
Don't eat them. They're my friends.
Oh my. Well, I'm curious, Aaron. What wasn't your friend about Return of the Jedi? What was your tragic maker?
Okay, so earlier Ashley talked about how the Emperor is just this, menace, and is kind of this villain of villains, right? Like he's just evil and menacing and powerful and smart, and somehow he recruits the biggest idiots in the galaxy to be his foot soldiers. And like just the stormtroopers don't match the formidability of the Emperor.
Yeah.
And like you guys are being taken on by Care Bears that are addicted to meth. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
like Cocaine Bear, but Cocaine Ewoks? I want to see that movie.
In defense of the Emperor, I don't think he's in charge of hiring personnel.
Maybe he should.
He only cares about the high level, and then everybody down, it's their fault.
Yeah, but there's a trickle down, and so somewhere there's a disconnect. Like they just don't match the formidability.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. So, and then a side note is one thing that did go well with the sequels to this was Kylo Ren when he's on SNL and he does
Undercover
Boss.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It is
that was great.
one of the funniest sketches ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a confession to make. You're Kylo Ren. I knew it when you forced me through the wall.
Yeah.
That's like the point, because remember in the original movie, Star Wars, we talked about the fact that, Obi-Wan was like, no, these aren't tungsten raiders. These are, the shots are too precise.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They're the
And then
Empire.
Can't hit anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my. Ashley, what really misfired for you for Return of the Jedi?
It just felt like there were so many tonal changes in this movie. Like it couldn't commit to being.
John Williams needs to do better. I
am not talking about music tonality. I am not. I am not.
Yeah,
and that's another take that Francisco is epically wrong on. But I am not talking about tones as in music. I am talking about the tones throughout the film.
Yes.
How Travis alluded, like they can't decide if they want the Ewoks to be cute and cuddly or the murderous, rageous, like just tactical
get you a teddy bear
extremists,
that does
like
both.
all of these things. And then this movie, it has so many different things going on in it. It seems like you're bringing in the Ewoks. It's almost like you're trying to appease small children and really market the toys. Like it just felt like there's so many more shifts in this movie. I mean, the original Star Wars, it's this hero's journey. You're going through it, and it's pretty consistent in its tone all the way through. Yes, there's some comedic relief here and there, but it's generally taking itself pretty seriously throughout. Empire Strikes Back,
really downhill. Yeah.
Again, there's still some moments where it's extremely serious. There's some comedic relief here and there with mostly like your Han Solo type characters, but in this movie, it's kind of all over the place between the one-liners and the teddy bears and the throne room scenes with the Emperor, and it's just kind of all over the place. And I can't handle the tonal changes, not just from movie to movie all the way to this one, but just the tonal changes within this movie as well. It can't decide who this movie is for. Is it for the parents who saw the original and they're like, oh, I love this movie, I want to share this with my kids? Or is it like, oh, those toys that we made for the first 2 movies were doing great, but we really got to have a great Christmas season. So let's really, really get something for those kids. They like teddy bears. Why not some warrior bears? And they're cute and cuddly, but they can also kill you.
Yeah, and eat you.
Yeah.
So I totally respect that opinion, Ashley. I guess for whatever reason, I'm not seeing the drastic tone changes that you are. Other than the Ewoks, I could see that.
Because you're in love with this movie.
I'm just saying I'm not seeing it. Not saying they're not there, but I get
it. I mean, I love the movie too, but
you need to see it
there.
with your own eyes.
Oh my!
See this movie with your own eyes.
No,
take off those nostalgia goggles. See it with your own.
No, see, I need to put the blast shield down and reach out with my feelings.
Nope, your feelings are wrong.
Oh wow.
They've been wrong a lot lately.
Oh wow!
My word.
Ooh.
What were you trying to say, Ken?
No, I see what she's saying. Okay, I mean, even though I love the movie, I see the tonal shift. It's like the fact that these Ewoks, like they have these spears. Okay, I mean, when Leia first meets the one, right? She's like, "Here's some food," and he's like. Remember, he's speaking Ewok because he has a language, okay? So they clearly have intelligence. He has a spear. He's wearing the hat, right? She goes, oh, it's a hat. I'm like, he's wearing a hat, okay?
That's what I said.
I'm like, seriously, right? But that's like, here's the true trusting and loving. And then later on when you shift over, like, wait, they're going to eat them?
Yes.
I thought, well, why are you carrying them? Couldn't it be easier just to have them walk next to you, right?
No.
You're carrying them.
They get away if they walk.
Well, it's like, okay, it's just like, I get the tonal shifts, right? Basically, the Emperor is so evil and this dastardly and whatnot, and all these little Ewoks. I get that point, even though I love the movie still.
They're cute. Like, don't get me wrong, they're cute, but it's like, you can't really decide what is going on with them. It's like, are they superior warriors? Does the Empire, like, do their soldiers really just stink this much? Are they so incapable that these little woodland creatures can take down a big bad empire? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think
they need to talk to HR, their hiring department.
Yeah. Personnel. Bad hiring.
Well, they got rid of the clones.
Yeah,
they got rid of the clones.
No, they're not.
They hated clones. They got rid of the clones.
Because they decommissioned all the clones and they age super fast. These are actually mostly humans and people that actually volunteered to join the Empire.
Or conscripted, but yeah.
Well, that's the problem. They just
They're-
didn't have anything else to do, so they volunteered.
See, here's the thing, guys. What you don't all realize is all the elite troopers were in the first Death Star that got destroyed,
that's
so
right.
they had nothing
Why
left.
would you
So
have
this is like second, third, fourth,
space
This is
station.
the Emperor was lying.
Transformers, exactly.
The Emperor
That's
was
why
lying. He said,
TK-421's not at his station.
Yeah, that's why.
yeah.
We're fine. Everything's fine down here. How are you?
How are you?
Okay, let's end this boring conversation. Dustin, what was your tragic makeover?
Boring.
Is a riff off New Hope.
Anyways,
What New Hope?
What new hope?
so for me, I didn't like it. So I love all the Star Wars characters. We talked Luke, Han, just the chemistry everybody had. But it always bothered me that in the end of a trilogy, I felt like they played it safe by not killing off any of the main cast. Yes, Yoda did die. He had his Luke, stop talking to me. I'm going to sleep forever now. Which, as a dad, I totally understand when my girls are just like, Dad. I'm just going to go lay down and never wake up now.
Wait. Are you saying the worst thing about Return of the Jedi is that Luke, Leia, or Han did not die?
I would say this. I don't know who they should have killed it off, but
Anakin died.
In the end, it showed that they played it too safe.
Anakin died.
Yeah.
I mean,
Darth
Anakin
Vader
did.
I'm
died.
talking about the main good cast, not the redeemed cast of the bad guys or the villains,
there was that Ewok guy died.
of the main people that you're following from the first movie all the way through.
What,
I mean,
what is wrong with you? Why
Well,
do you want to
Disney did
see
it for
dead?
you. Disney did
What
it
I'm
for you.
saying
They
is,
killed
if you
one
wanna-
per movie.
If you want to get, Disney was like, we didn't kill anybody. Let's kill them all in the sequels.
One at a time.
But all that to say, in a trilogy, like in the end, the emotional tie, I think it could have made that drive home crazy if Ashley's going to hate this, but let's say Han did die on Endor, trying to save Leia, just something like that. Like think of the emotional stakes that go through the roof in that moment, which I think makes the climax even greater in what could, the end of this series.
Interesting, but you're wrong.
I think they ultimately played it too safe by keeping everybody alive from Star Wars all the way through Return of the Jedi.
You've been tainted by Endgame.
Well, I was thinking, good thing George R.R. Martin wasn't the writer of the script.
I mean, hey, in the EU, like they all made it.
If he was the writer of the
people.
script, if Martin was the writer, Luke and Leia would have ended up together, and nobody needed that.
Oh, gosh.
It still wouldn't be done though. So.
Harrison Ford wanted Han Solo to die, didn't he?
He did.
Yes, he
yeah,
did.
he got what he wanted in the
yeah.
Disney movies. He's like,
Well,
yes,
but
finally.
he wanted
He
him
didn't
to
wanna
die
be
in the original.
Return of the
Empire,
Jedi.
Yeah, he wanted
to die in Return of the
die.
Jedi.
He wanted to die in
but then-
Empire.
Yes, I was reading that they weren't sure if he was going to want to
Correct.
sign on for the third one, and so that was why they froze him in carbonite.
Right.
And so if he didn't want to come back, he was just going to thaw and die or never come out.
Yep.
Leia drops it in a break.
But he decided to join the cast, and then he did a little bit phone it in.
Yeah.
He did. But,
I didn't think he did, honestly, but okay, that's.
I don't know.
Yes, but in comparison to his performance
some
from
really
the
iconic
previous
lines.
two films, this is
guys,
The delivery.
guys,
What?
guys,
Delivery.
come on! I have definitive proof against this whole he phoned it in thing. And here's my proof. We all know the meme where he goes, that's iconic. You can't get away from it. You can, and that comes from this movie.
He also-
So don't
Yes,
give me
but
this whole he
that's-
phoned it in stuff.
No.
That
you
is
can't get
a
a meme for phoning it
moment,
in.
Francisco. That is a moment.
Correct.
I'm
I haven't
talking
seen
about.
that meme,
Correct.
Francisco. Is that
I'm
very
overall-
popular? Or?
I'm talking about just watch the
Talk to me.
scene.
Sorry, what? Aaron, then Travis, go for it.
Just watch the scene. Right, it's like right at the end. The Death Star has blown up, and Leia is like, "Oh no, Luke is safe." And he's like, "Well, how do you know?" And she's like, "Because I can feel it." And he's like, "Oh, okay, you're in love with him. I'll get out of the way." And she's like, "No, he's my brother." And then they kiss. And this whole interaction where they kiss, and then he kind of has this realization, and then they kiss again, and he's just like,
Yeah.
just like, come on, bro. Like, well, yeah, but
Yeah,
also he just
That was
seems like,
quick.
I gotta
That was a
kiss
little
this girl
turnaround.
one more time, and now we're done. Like,
Yeah,
I
this
think
is the love of your life.
let me talk to the judge. Yeah, that evidence was tainted. We can't. That's not submissible in the court of
He
Francisco.
doesn't say, did you kiss him? What's going on?
Travis, what was your argument for the court going to be?
Oh, I was just gonna say I haven't seen that meme. Is that like a popular meme?
It's
Oh
just
my
a-
God,
where
Travis.
he's
Okay.
Or
It shows up a lot.
It's just an animated GIF. where
I'm
he's
razzing
just
at you
shrugged.
for missing all these iconic movies in American culture. You're like, oh, I haven't seen that one.
He's joking.
How does that feel? How does that feel to be left out of common
I'm
discussion?
unfamiliar.
It happens all the time to me. Wait, did you not get your trash maker, Travis? Is that what you are you?
No, I did.
Okay. I thought you were. That was like a veiled. Did I leave you out here?
No. I'm clearing my throat.
Have I forgotten anyone's tragic maker? I think I tabulated correctly, but there's a lot of us.
I only said mine twice.
Yeah, your overconfidence is your weakness.
I snuck in an extra.
Okay, so we're good then. All right, so we've
Depends on how you define good.
Oh my God.
Young fool.
We have all had a great time talking about the things we didn't like. And now that we've entered all our targeting information into the firing computer, Alice, do you have a firing solution for us?
Firing solution complete. Rating salvo armed and ready to fire on your mark. Alrighty.
So, do we rate Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, a classic. We'd recommend anyone go see this, whether or not they've seen it before. A nostalgic, if you remember liking it as a kid or whenever you saw it last, yeah, watch it again, you'll have fun. But if you've never seen it before, pass this one on by. Or do we rate it a tragic? It's not worth anyone's time to get today. If you've never seen it before, keep it that way. And if you have seen it before, don't sully any good memories you have of it with a rewatch. So let's start first with Ashley, our solo nostalgic prediction. Did it stay nostalgic for you, Ashley, or did it go up or down?
Well, I wanted it to stay nostalgic just to spite you.
What did I do?
No, just to spite you because, you know, you said the same thing about the movie that precedes this. Mm-hmm. And the thing that I said to you is that this entire trilogy is classic, mm-hmm. and you can't say one movie in this entire trilogy is nostalgic when all the others are classic, because that does not compute. You can't, based on how you rate things, calling things nostalgic, you're like, only watch it if you only have fond memories of it. You can't do that with this type of trilogy, and I can't do that to this movie no matter how much I want to spite you. This movie is a classic, just like the two movies that precede it. This entire trilogy is a classic. Justice for Empire Strikes Back. And seriously, young fool, only now at the end do you understand. The entire thing is a classic. No matter what you say, Empire Strikes Back is a classic. And honestly, the masses have it. Aye, we all have it. This entire trilogy is a classic. And you are wrong. You are wrong about Empire Strikes Back because it's the sum of its parts. And this movie also deserves a classic. I rest my case.
I just want to know how Ashley really feels.
Impassioned, okay?
Oh, really? Speak from your heart, why don't you? Jeez.
Oh,
that's the only way I know how to speak. Just put a knife in my heart last episode. Oh my God.
Put a knife in the world's heart that last episode.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
Wait, so when I listen to it, I'm going to be in pain. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you will feel it.
All right, let's move on. Danae, and thank you, Ashley, for your reign. Danae, and all the rest of us had predicted nostalgic, so I'm just going to ask your final reign.
We predicted classic, not nostalgic.
What did I? Sorry, predicted
Terrible.
Classic.
Are you?
Danae, what was your final rating?
Good grief. I obviously kept my rating as a classic.
Okay.
Obvi.
Obvi, geez. Dustin, how about you? What was your final rating?
I was going to give a very impassioned speech, but Ashley beat me to it. So just classic. How can you do anything else other than classic for any of the movies in this trilogy? It's the most classic trilogy of trilogies ever, classic ever.
Take that, Lord of the Rings.
Or Back to the Future, yeah. Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Or Indiana Jones.
I don't know. Indiana Jones is pretty good. Okay, Aaron, what was your final rating?
It's definitely a classic. I mean, there are things about this that still hold up. It is still like an industry standard for things to do well in a film.
Except for explosions.
And it's a great way to end the trilogy. So I mean, again, it's like what Ashley said. It's the sum. It's the sum of its parts. Like all of these are classic films. I don't know for sure, but I would argue that they're probably shown in some film schools for what to do well. And so I don't think there's any way you can get around this being a classic.
Awesome. All right, Ken, what is your final rating?
I'm just dumbfounded and numb that someone thought the Empire was nostalgic, you know.
Hopefully you'll someone that loves you will freeze you out of that carbonite.
I know like Tungsten people say like Empire is the best movie ever. No, Star Wars. Best movie ever, okay? Without Star Wars, you get none of the rest of it, okay? And yeah, Ashley had a very good impassioned speech there, right? It's just a tragedy that someone of, I don't know. Anyways, it's a classic, okay? It's a classic. Oh.
Gosh, did anything controversial happen last episode?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it was a mild one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
I
is
think so.
Reactions.
The most undebated, level-headed conversation
Although
we've
I've
ever
heard
had.
some
Typical.
rumors of throwing people into carbon freezes, but I don't know. Those were just some rumblings.
Yeah, obviously we're all just out of carbon freeze now. So
Everything's
I'm sure
fine.
No,
Remember
just
Francisco-
throw him into the Sarlacc pit. That would be better.
I remember
Oh
Francisco
my.
asking me if our couch was available, even though he lives many hours away. That drive almost happened.
Yeah, and you said no. How dare
I
you?
did say no because you said nostalgic. It was not welcome in my house.
Travis, what is your final rating for Return of the Jedi?
Well, like the pacing just didn't do it for me, and it needed a big ending, like Aragorn and Theoden riding out at the end of Helm's Deep. So
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
No.
For
Actually, those reasons
R2D2.
they're wrong. It's classic. It's a classic. Come on.
Classic?
That wasn't my rant. That was my passive aggressive dig at you. I don't think you all discern the difference, but that's what it is.
Because that's what I said in Empire Strikes Back. Is that what you're getting at? I see.
You're never living it down, Francisco.
I will someday.
No, it's not happening.
No, he did Holy Grail too. I mean,
I
come
won't
on,
let
he's
you
just-
forget.
I was just about to say, if you thought he got flack for Holy Grail, hold on.
This is one of the things that Ashley's going to bring up, like when you load the dishwasher wrong.
Or 20 years from now. Do you remember?
When it's time to re-record this podcast,
Yes.
that podcast episode, it's like, you know what to do this time.
You
No
know what you need to
records.
do, but you don't know if you have the strength to do it.
Oh my word. All right, before we get to me and Paul's rating, so far we have a full sweep of classics. So what me and Paul say isn't going to matter to a hill of beans. But before
matters
we get
to
there, we
us.
like to go to our reflux capacitors. You all get to vote on these films as well and add to our collective rating. And you rated Return of the Jedi a classic. So we have yet another classic to add to the heap. So now we'll get to me and Paul's ratings. Paul, I know you like to change things up.
Yeah.
You don't like to just have this be all the classic show. So what are you going to rate this?
I'm gonna say you took one for the team last time in Empire Strikes Back.
No.
You spoke from your heart and you spoke with honesty, and I
thank you,
appreciate
yes.
that. And to support that, I am also going to be honest and rate this a classic. That I'd recommend. If you haven't seen this, I would put it on your to see list after the first two movies before it.
If you haven't
Fair.
seen this, what rock have you lived under your entire life?
Well,
Or it's the people that are like, I've never seen Star Wars,
Right.
and I like
And I never
seeing people
will.
be shocked that I haven't, and so
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to
That.
hold on to that forever.
Oh, that
Here's
was
to
me
you, Mary
in
Louise.
Indiana
was you.
Jones.
Oh, with
One of
Indiana
my
Jones.
biggest-
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
One
Lord
of my
of
biggest
like
pet peeves.
Wait, you've never seen Indiana Jones?
no,
Ashley?
no, 2021 I finally saw them, but there were a lot
It
of
took you that long.
Wow.
yeah,
I have
yeah.
questions.
You want to talk about something that's tragic? Wow.
Yeah, there were lots of things that I did that for. There's still some things that I hold on to that. Well, I've never seen that.
Yes, some shrapnel that way. Let's forget about this
No.
whole Empire Strikes
No,
Back thing.
no.
No,
No,
because she's
coming
been
back,
Convince you
redeemed.
to watch.
I mean, I've
She's
seen.
been redeemed, it sounds like, Francisco, whereas you have not.
I mean, what else? I saw all the Matrix movies. That was something that Francisco made me watch. So I've seen the Matrix movies. I've seen all of the Indiana Jones, well, the original trilogy. We don't
The ones
mention
that
the other
matter,
ones.
okay.
Yes,
Yes,
the ones that matter. I finally have seen the first two Terminator movies, the only ones that matter. And the list continues.
Good job.
All right. So that leaves me, guys. And, you know, I hate those explosions so much, but not enough to call this anything other than a classic. Definitely. Why are you peering at me like that, Ashley? I'm just giving my honest rating here.
someone sounds like they have a guilty conscience.
I'm always honest with these reigns.
We saw the light
Yes,
in you, Francisco.
and she has seen the two Alien movies.
I've seen the first two, yeah.
But yeah,
the
classic
best
for
two.
me. So according to the Retro Rewind podcast, we rate Star Wars Episode 6, The Return of the Jedi. The Return of the Jedi, a unanimous classic film. Would you recommend anyone go see this, whether or not you've seen it before?
Justice for
Including
Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
Which is also a classic film according to the Retro Rewind podcast. So what justice
Just
do you
not
need?
It's
you.
not you.
You
It's just not
disputed it.
unanimous because
Jeez,
of
Francisco,
you.
you can't have
put
your
the
own
you
opinion,
in
don't you
non-unanimous.
So I think it's time to get back to our own time. Good old 20XX.
20XX.
Comsat online. Awaiting incoming transmissions.
Feels good to be back. But we wouldn't have been able to travel back to 1983 to begin with if it weren't for our amazing reflux capacitors, namely Deborah Powers, Geek Devotions, Drew of the Cellcast, Ashley Ruiz. Oh, you're right here. Kennethan. Oh, you're here too. More. Fabulous Lomax, That's Our Bobo, D. Tungsten, Daryl Hafner, Cool Deluxe, Dustin He's a Big Deal Warford. Oh, you're here as well. Flux, Redeemed Otaku, Ryan Frostad, in addition to 2 other awesome patrons as well.
Now witness the firepower of this fully armed and operational stream, sponsored by PaulJPowers.com.
Indeed. And thank you to Paul, all you awesome reflex capacitors, and keep the gigawatts coming. And if you want to help keep us flying and get bonus content for your generosity, head over to retrorewindpodcast.com/support to start.
See, Francisco, are there some ways that people can support the podcast without digging into their pockets for credits?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you can't, you could certainly subscribe on firejoystudios.com for free and be updated, be in the loop on what we're doing. And if you're just all about Retro Rewind Podcast, why don't you tap the share podcast icon on your podcast player, or share this episode in your podcast player with a friend, especially if you're not driving. Don't be driving doing that. But share it with a friend saying, I know you like Star Wars, or I know you love Return of the Jedi, so I thought you'd like this podcast on it. So sharing with your friends is a great way to spread the word about Retro Rewind Podcast.
Cool. And I'll bet they'll thank you for it.
I bet so.
And speaking of thanking people, we want to give a big force hug to Ashley, Danae, or is it Dana? I forget. Dustin, Aaron.
Dana, I don't remember what you said, but it was multiple times wrong.
Dana Burge, I think is what it was.
More than once.
Yeah.
I've been saying Denia this whole time.
Then there's Darren and Kent and Beavis. Anyway. And we like to thank you all for supporting your thoughts about Star Wars, VI- Return of the Jedi. And since we like to go alphabetically, first of all, Ashley, thank you so much for being here and sharing your thoughts. And Danae, thank you for coming once again on this Ewok adventure with us. And Dustin, I hear you're a big deal Warford. How?
I'm kind of a big deal.
Thank you for.
Just kind of. Oh, what's with the demotion?
I've always said kind of a big deal. You've always promoted me, and I've just gone with it. But you're like my biggest promoter, Francisco. I appreciate it, even if I don't appreciate your opinion on Empire. It's a true story.
Where can people find you, Dustin? How about that?
You can find me online. I pastor a church in Puyallup, so ccpuyallup.com. That is Puyallup. If you don't remember how to say it, I'm not going to remind you. Just try and phonetically figure it out. It's awesome to hear people mess with that one. But yeah, you can find our stuff online there or on Facebook or Instagram.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you again for being here. And thank you, Aaron Wallace, for being here and joining us and sharing your thoughts.
Awesome. I'm so glad to be here. And one of the things that I am working on right now is I lead the student council at the private school that I work at, which is Faith Bible Christian School in Hillsboro, Oregon. And we are currently doing a fundraiser to raise money for Chromebooks, which is something that we need. And
are Chromebooks disadvantaged? Like, do they need better memories or something? Or?
Probably also.
No, but anyway,
to buy Chromebooks.
To buy Chromebooks, yes. And so the way that we are doing that is we are selling Willamette Valley pies, which would come to you frozen on October 31st if you live in the Hillsboro area. Mm-hmm. And so you can keep them in the freezer and save them until Thanksgiving. But all of the money is going to go to help us buy Chromebooks. So if you would like to order a pie, then I would love for you to reach out to me. You can email me at ewallace@fbcs emoney.school. Or you can just find me on Instagram, emoneydub, and message me there, and I'll get you hooked up.
So are these frozen in carbonite, and were they frozen in Cloud
I wish
City?
they were.
Oh.
I wish they were frozen in carbonite, but they are not. But they are delicious pies.
Cool.
Do I need to spell Puyallup in order to get a pie, or
just ewallace at fbcs.school?
It's much easier to spell.
Yes.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Aaron. And Ken, thank you for joining us and bringing your Star Wars wisdom and knowledge with you.
Thank you. You can find me on Twitch. I stream as Kennethan. You also find me on Twitter at Kennethan Live. And so, yeah, I'm a Star Wars fan. That's why I have my Return of Jedi no episode poster. That's here, so.
Nice. And Travis,
Awesome.
Thank you for joining us again for this Ewok adventure.
Anytime.
So
it takes a caravan of courage.
Yes, exactly. Hopefully you'll make it through this battle on Endor. Yeah, and I just want to repeat, thank you so much, Ashley, Danae, Dustin, Aaron, Ken, Travis, my Jedi friend Paul, and all the Rewinders, new and old, for another fun voyage. I also want to thank Alutrick for enhancing our music. Find him at alutrick.bandcamp.com or youtube.com/@Alutrick. That's spelled ALLOOUTRICK, then the number 8266 for the YouTube. So thank you so much to him.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box. Whether you enjoy geeky reviews, comedy, or original fiction, you can open up the Culture Box and find something excellent for your soul. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
Thank you to Alutrick. Thank you to you guys. Thank you, EXO. And thank you for listening. We pray you are more joyful today than when you first hit play. But like a Pokemon, we got to catch you all for the Mothman Prophecies, our Halloween episode where we invite a bunch of pastors on for this next adventure of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Nice.
Retro Rewind mission complete. Proceed to base to await next mission.